Alright, let's talk about the wildest, loudest, and honestly most insane season baseball ever had. The year 2001. If you're a baseball fan, you know what I'm talking about. The summer when home runs rained from the sky, and the ballparks felt like launching pads at Cape Canaveral. Look, we can't talk about 2001 without talking about the elephant in the room, steroids. Yeah, that's right, the juice, the stuff that made dudes' biceps look like overinflated softballs. But let's be honest, those dingers, electric. Let's start with Barry Bonds. The dude hit 73 home runs that year. 73! That's not just breaking a record, that's taking the record out for a joyride and crashing it through several outfield billboards. Some of those bombs, gone before you could even finish your hot dog. There's one in San Francisco that literally flew into McCovey Cove. People in kayaks fighting for floating souvenirs. But Bonds wasn't the only guy turning baseballs into souvenirs. You had Mark McGwire, the man who could probably bench press a minivan. Just a couple years before, he and Sammy Sosa were in a home run arms race that made ESPN lose its mind. McGwire would hit these towering shots that looked like they were never coming down. Sosa? The guy had a smile as big as his home runs, and he mashed 64 homers in 2001. 64. And let's not forget Jose Canseco. The guy basically wrote the book on being a steroid-era superstar. He called his shot, predicted the steroid boom, and well, kind of became the face of it. He wasn't just launching baseballs, he was launching controversy. Now let's talk about how far the ball was flying. In 2001, it felt like everyone had the cheat codes. Balls were leaving stadiums, clearing fences by 40 feet, and sometimes even leaving the camera frame. Pitchers? I don't know how they slept at night. Here's a stat to blow your mind. In 2001, MLB hitters smashed over 5,600 home runs. That's right, 5,600. If you stacked all those baseballs, you'd have a pile taller than most stadiums. It wasn't just the superstars either. It felt like everybody was getting in on the action. Utility infielders, backup catchers, guys you'd never heard of before, were suddenly hitting lasers into the upper deck. Every night felt like a fireworks show. If you were at the park, you kept your glove handy, even in the cheap seats. Sure, there was controversy, sure the record books got messy, but if you were a fan in 2001, baseball was pure theater. Drama, suspense, and the constant threat of a baseball rocketing out of the stadium at warp speed. I know steroids aren't the hero of the story, but man, they sure made for one unforgettable summer. So whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny it. 2001 was the year baseball went supernova. And for one wild, unforgettable season, the home run was king.